Hello there. In this video, I want to go over how we can create a perfect portrait and it will resemble our original image. And this is kind of very nice creative tool for the photographers and for the people who just want to create image or generate art based on specific portrait of the person. So before we started, let's go over what we have set up and what I have on my machine. Right here, I have it stable diffusion 2.1 running with automatic 111. However, it is running with a stable diffusions with model 1.5 to work with a ControlNet. ControlNet you can verify if you go in extensions, and down below you can have it ControlNet. Install it. Be sure you check for the updates and that you have it latest update. If you don't have it latest install it, it will come up like right here and says you're behind. For example, at this moment I don't care about the dream booth. We're using this at a time, but if you see behind, I'll highly recommend for you click apply and restart, and this will going to retrieve the latest model and update. Next, let's go in the settings and want to be sure we're using properly settings for ControlNet. On your left side you'll see right here says ControlNet. Let's click on this and be sure you have it properly model set up. Notice right here I have the version 1.5. In some cases, if you want 2.1, you can put it, but most ControlNet won't work with 2.1. So be sure you have it versions 1.b15 version of Yalm installed. Also, if you have it anything in your config or other directory, remove it so they will properly preloaded models. I noticed some cases people have a problem, included me in one case where I accidentally left some adapter model to specific one, and after this it wasn't working. So be sure those ones is available. Next, I'm using 3 model preset. For this video, we're using just one, but just let you know this is set. And precached size I set to 1. I did have a problem before when I have it more precached size. It just still stay in memory. It does not refresh it. Also in checkbox, all what I have it enabled, it's allowed other script of ControlNet, that extension to control it. Again, we won't use it in this video, but it is needed for some automation with animations. Also, I unchecked do not append of the detect map on the output, so every time when we render we can preview this model, preview the map. If you don't want it, you can uncheck this or check this in. In this case, the map won't be stored. Let's go ahead now to text the image, and what I'm going to use it's a RPG version 4. I will give it link to this model to download. Also, this is very nice model because the people who created, they also create a very nice document where you can go over all the models, prompts. I will highly recommend for you to use this model if you're interested in some realistic fantasy or just general very nice looking images. So it's very good model. And as I said before, the documentations make it even better. So right here, what's happening, we have it our text created. I'm going to just take one of the example from the documentation, is slightly adapted, and paste our main prompt and as well negative prompt. I want to have it about 75 sampling step, a little bit more, 5.5. We have it for our preview. Because this specific model was trained on a 512 by 768, it's what I will set my width and height. Always try to set your width and height for size that model was trained on. This way you achieve the best result. Okay, I think at this point we're ready. Let's go ahead and click generate. Okay, so right here we have our test image, and this is look very nice image, but I want to base this on a photo. So for this, I want to reference, and this is where we start using ControlNet. So I'm going ahead, expand ControlNet model down below, and I will take it the image that we're going to use as our reference. So I want render with this specific person, but I don't want to have it exactly. My goal is to have this flexibility, this fantasy kind of look stuff, and this is will use as a reference on multiple steps. So first, we'll have it our pose, look, everything will be same here. And one thing, by the way, if you have problem with the prompt, but you want to keep it prompt closer, remember you can always go to image, take the image, put it inside here, and interrogate clip. This way you will receive the prompt what is looking at. It's just in case nice, helpful if you want to use it, but because I already have it my predefined some other text prompt, then we will use just this one. Okay, so we'll put our model inside. Let's go ahead and enable for now. And preprocessor, we have it multiple different preprocessor. Notice right here we also have it new on open pose. We have it open pose, face, full. What I'm going to do is have it open pose full. That will include it face, facial expression, pose on a shoulder, and if you have it hands, it will also show some hands in this case. Okay, we'll set on this, and let's go just click preview result. So here's the things. When we click preview result, it's will working annotation resolution 512, but also canvas width and height will calculate. I highly recommend to set it width and height similar to what we have at 768. So we'll go put it right here. Okay, 768. And as well, we're going to increase our annotation resolution. The reason is why, because you can notice how many points is created. I personally like to use it same 768 highest point of resolution just to match, and I will click preview annotation resolution. You will see we'll have a little bit smaller points, a little bit more refined resolution of the placement. Again, not necessary, you don't need it, other ones will work fine, but on my opinion is give it a little bit more matching resolution of our image. And closer I'll create this, a better it is. Okay, so at this time let's go ahead and click generate, and we should have it absolutely not matching, and the reason is I forgot to add a model, so I need to go ahead and select my model as well for this. Notice this is model, it's version 1.5, it's what I said before, and this is must match your settings inside ControlNet with your model preloaded at this moment. Okay, let's go ahead, click generate. Okay, you can run this command several times till you find one that is matching. Let's look preview. Right here is our facial expression, and it's matching with what we have in our image. Okay, let's go ahead. Next, what I want to do, it is actually replace face now. To do this, I'm going to click on a send image to image. If we click on this, you'll notice we'll copy paste all our prompt. We have it our image placed now. Same, we have it all settings, include resolution in. Right now, the noise string says 75, and I'll show you different between when we have it with lower or higher the noise string. The higher the noise string is, the more the place will be replaced with what you specified. Okay, what I want to do is replace some facial elements, because right now it does not match with what we have it with our model. For this, again, we're going to use it ControlNet. We'll go expand now. And in ControlNet, I will take that original image, we use it in another case, copy paste, enable, and we want to use it as preprocessor, our canny. So let's go click preview annotation for the canny. And this, we have it kind of face. Again, I want to add more details. Primarily, I want to see eyebrows, everything nose position. For this, let's go and increase our resolution to 768, same with before. Okay, let's go preview annotation result. It should give it a little bit more defined. And now I want to increase details. To do this, we need to have it with low threshold and higher threshold. So let's go first with high, and we drop down to maybe 116, close enough. Let's click preview. We should have it a little bit more. We don't have it any eyebrows or other element. This is will respond for low threshold. So we're going to drop to maybe about 92. Okay, let's go try again, preview. There go a little bit better. Again, we can try a little bit more. 85. Increasing. We don't want to have too many details because they will add unnecessary elements to our view, but I think this is okay. Don't worry about hair. What I'm looking at is this facial element. Okay, now we set our model. Again, we're going to with a canny model, so we can match with this. And now I need to specify why I want to do this. For this, we'll go click on a in painting. We'll switch to this in painting model right now. And I'm just going and put it element where I want override. So definitely, if you look on the faces, what is majority will be different. It will be cheekbone structure, how jaw, position of eyebrow. So this is what I'm going to replace. And same you can try with different kind of positions, but I think this way, there you go. About this area, it's Y1 effect. Mask blur, it's the edges, how well it's will blur, and I want to set this at least about 35, maybe 30, 35 around this. You can experiment, but it's how well this edge will blur together. Too much can give you very fuzzy resolution, so something between. Otherwise, it will be very sharp edge as well. At this, let's go down. We'll have it same 75.75, maybe a little bit too high. We'll see how it's happening. And we want to set this one CFG 5.5, same like before. Okay, let's just double check. This one enable, that enable, okay. And let's go ahead, click generate. Notice as I start generating, you already can see position of the eyes, nose, mouth, everything is resembled closer to the original image. Okay, so right here it's done. Let's click on our image preview. Notice how much it's changed, and we'll compare with Kenny. It's actually coming very good with positioning of the nose and everything. If it does not work very well, you can always try to increase. The more you give it, more flexibility you will provide for the AI to work with. So for example, we can increase a little bit more. Let's try generate one more time. And this time we should have it even more effect on the face. Here you go. And we should have a little bit even more resemblance. If you look on eyes, similar, notice the eyes color I specified before it's changed. Here, same facial. The structure of the jaw, eyebrow and nose. Little bit position of how it's look, but because we did first position on the head from original and we do not modify it, we only modify this area, eyes, nose and mouth. So in chin, this is the area what is affecting. And let's look closer to what we have it. Few things we can modify to make more, but before we do this, let me show you another things. So you always can go and reduce, and notice what's happening if I go to 35 example, a little bit lower, let's go 6.5. We're generating, and what's happening will stay closer to original and away. So the how much the noise string you will apply, that will affect how much of original content will be overwritten, or more correct, severe overwritten, because we do specify this area. And notice right now it's getting already closer to the original image, not to our reference image, if you notice here. And this is our image. Okay, so let's see what we have right here. This is our original image. Notice right here is position of the chin. And if we look on image before that we created, if you look right there, the chin is a little bit more slightly down, so it's not as wide as on this image. And this is what we did with a smaller chin, and you can see how much is different. So it does affect closer to our original model that we want to do. Okay, the other things what we can also, it is, how I said, increase a little bit more, 0.9, even higher. Let's go add 7 to our CFG scale. So this will have it more flexibility to work around. You can extend a little bit more on the mask if you need it. If you think forehead maybe does not work, or hairline. So we can kind of apply this way. This way we replace the face. Also, scale on a weight, currently it's 1, most time it's working. You could experiment to increase just slightly. I don't recommend going too high because it will affect a little bit more, but it is, if you notice on the chin, another effect. It's, let's preview actually at this moment. I want to go click preview resolution. Okay, let's look fine. Let's increase a little bit more on the detailizations. Okay, let's go ahead, generate. And if we look, we're getting even much closer now to the original. Look on the position of the chin, eyes, eyebrow. I mean, it's getting quite a bit close to this original face. Of course, we don't have it like skin and other elements because this will CG render. For other ones, we'll just need it overlay with mask, but I don't want to make right now mix with this. We can also try to reduce amount of the blur just for your reference, and this way you can see how much these elements on the sides, they will be have it less blurring in and more sharper kind of transition. Okay, so right here our result, and in some cases it could lead to even closer or a little bit otherwise. So let's preview what we have here, and this is, you can see we would change sharpness, and you can see how right there with neck, this have it a little bit more sharp, this less sharp, and this is face before. You notice how this shape is changed quite a bit closer to what is our original model was looking. Okay, other things what I would say you can try it and see maybe if it's work for you. I found the result kind of going back and forward on this one, and it's using our HAID 1 connections. So for this, we'll go to our line art, and you can see line art will also define a little bit interesting. Again, you can have it with resolution, so let's go ahead, pop up a little bit higher, 768. Okay, so right there we have it 68. Let's go click on preview annotation, and this should provide very nice detail. In some cases it will reduce elements on a skin, but I notice it is in some cases give it unwanted result overall on the face. So you can play around with this. Let's go set again our weight to 1, reset to original, and here as well canvas. In some case canvas does not will affect till you creating, but you know, I just have this habit sometimes to put it in. Okay, so let's leave it as is, and this time preview. Okay, that is all look good, and we'll verify, so it still be 0.93, so quite a bit effect. Let's click generate. Okay, there's a preview as our Kenny versus line art. As I said before, you notice right here on the nose, it's what I was mentioning. Sometimes it does provide some kind of problem with its render with this line art specifically. Some distortions element. We can reduce this by, okay, so we set line art. Also, we need go and switch this to the HAID set. Okay, we'll have it 1. We'll leave it everything as default, except we set our annotation resolution to 768. I think we almost ready. Let's leave it this one to maybe 0.9, again what we had before. We'll have a CFG to the 7. Okay, we have a 75 steps, should provide enough. Let's go ahead, click generate. Okay, now how I said before, you can see it does create additional kind of effect on the skin, and that's the reason why maybe we want to go to 0.7, just reduce. But I notice the line art seems like even it's cleaner looking when we create pre-mask, when we preview annotator result. It's look kind of a little bit more details and cleaner, but for some reason when we start using render, it does add more details. So in this case we'll need reduce our denoise string, and again this is need be readjusting, but reducing the noise strings, we're reducing the how much changes could be applied. Okay, so even the reduction, we still have it a little bit less, but we still have it. It's an interesting effect, but it's not necessarily what I'm going after. Okay, and we can go even lower, 0.4. But at this time we're pushing very close to the original, so we should less actually resemble. And you can see right here in the preview, notice how the cheeks, they already seems more out, so more to the original image, not original photos, so they have it far away from our model. Okay, we kind of get rid of some of this. We still have it some noise, but it does not resemble. So you can go ahead and try maybe different types, how you work, different methods, how it applied. But technically what I found out, it is best way if we're using canning. Okay, we'll be sure to set canning here as well. Set resolution properly. So we can preview here, preview. We can leave it even of 5/12. It should reduce some of the noise if you want it. You know what, let's go even closer. Right there. Okay, so I'm just looking for a little bit more eyebrows and other stuff. So I think this way is work better. And of course we can pop up to about 0.8, 7 in this case. And you know, just as a different, because this currently model RPG, it do like to work with their M2S cars. However, ControlNet sometimes does not, but we'll try this one and let's go ahead. And even now, when it started, you can see how much has already changed view on the face. It's much closer to what we have at original, to this photo, but it still have it resemble everything that we render, and I like it from previous. Okay, so I think this is work good. It's resemble what I wanted from original. One more step what I want to do from this point, I want to actually go ahead and click send to the extras. And inside extras, I can upscale. Right now it's upscaled by 4. It's meaning if it was 512, it will be 2048. And we can use it different upscaler. Up to you which you want to use it. I will use it ERS-RON 4, so we'll use this one. We'll have it by 4 times. You could come up with a little bit there, 6 times. I do prefer use it gigapixels, but inside this one without even gigapixels, it's performed very well. Okay, when we're done, let's go click generate. And here we have it, our original image. You can see as we zoom, it does have a little bit lost of resolution at this point. We have pixelization, and this is the one we just upscale. If we look closer, it's definitely now we have it a little bit more definition of the hair. That's why I say I do like how the upscale work. It still adds some details, and you can play around with different type of the upscaling, but general it is will work well. Okay, so same like with the hair. Right here it's our upscale hair, and this is our original. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you find it's useful and help you to create a better portraits that more resemble your original model. If you have any questions, let me know. Share what is your workflow, what you like to do, and I'll appreciate your support greatly. Thanks. Have a great day.